अस्सलाम वालेकुम, कैसे हैं आप सब? 2 हफ्तों की लॉन्ग वीकेंड के बाद आई होप कि आप सब ठीक होंगे। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं अपना। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। आज का हमारा टॉपिक है पास्ट टेंस। जैसे कि आपको मैंने पिछली क्लास में बताया था कि हम कर रहे हैं टेंसेस। तो हमने प्रेजेंट से स्टार्ट किया था, आज हम पास्ट करेंगे, उसके बाद हम आगे फ्यूचर की तरफ जाएंगे। वालेकुम अस्सलाम, जहाँ से अच्छा शफ़क़ अहमद एंड शमाइला। तो लेट्स बिगिन। पास्ट टेंस बेसिकली रेफर करता है कोई भी चीज़ जो आप पुराने वक्तों में कर चुके हो, एनीथिंग दैट यू हैव ऑलरेडी डन इन द पास्ट टाइम, इन द गॉन टाइम. So let's first begin with an activity, and then we'll move ahead and know about the tenses that are integrated with this past tense. This activity you have to do in the comment section. You have to mention a memorable day of your life, any day that is memorable, and you have to say 3 sentences. Any memory that is very dear to you, that is very, you know, it keeps you reminding of that particular day. You have to say 3 sentences, और कोशिश करें, try कि you have to add the real life experience. Do not create any imaginative sequence, but try and relate it with the real life experience that you had on that day. All right, I am waiting for your comments, and then we'll move ahead. Walaikum assalam, Raima. Come on quickly. Any of the experience, it can be your relative's birthday, it can be any अनसर्टेन इवेंट, कोई भी हो सकता है, कुछ भी ऐसी मेमोरी हो सकती है जो आप शेयर करना चाहें हमारे साथ. वालेकुम अस्सलाम मुसर्रत. Alright, you people can jot down the answers to the activity, and we'll discuss it as soon as the responses are jotted in the comments. Chaliye, after writing the experiences, we'll move ahead to the tenses part. Why did I ask you to write a memorable day or anything related to a memory of yours? Because that memory is relevant to something that has already been gone, already been done. It means that eventually part of your past life. Rama has given this response: once we had gone for shopping in childhood, our accident happened. Yes, Rama, very good. So you have already discussed that the purpose of this activity is to relate you with the past activities of your life. Moving ahead, now we will start with the past tense. What is the past tense? The past tense is a verb tense used for a past activity or a past state of being. It means that's an activity, an action that has already been done in the past, or any state of being means any kind of emotion that you had at that particular time in the past. For example, I jumped in the lake. This is the action that had already been done in the past. I was happy. There was a time that you were feeling happy, your emotion was happy, or you were confident, or you were satisfied, or you were angry. It can be positive, negative, both. So, I was happy. It is a state of being. It is how you were presenting yourself at that time. You were happy. Okay? So, state of being is another part of past tense. It can be both are correct, both sentences are correct, but in the first one we have verb with ed, and in the second one we have was. A better look of the past tense can be shown through the picture which I have illustrated over here. A verb tense used to past activity or past state, that is um, what we are discussing. Past activity, ran and arguing. Was arguing is the past activity, something that was done in the previous days or in the previous time, and now you are done with that work. Past state of being, it means your emotions, your basically setting with the mood, you're setting with the life events, वहाँ पे आप जो है वो past state of being को refer करते हो. For example, Toby was angry this morning. It means today in the morning, in the earlier morning, maybe 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, Toby was angry. This point of time tells us about the state of being or the position or the emotion of Toby in the morning in a specific time. Alan seemed confused, and it means that confusion is there, and Alan had gone through that phase in the time. Maybe he was confused in the morning, maybe he was confused yesterday. First, first tense related to past tense, basically its sub tense is the simple past tense. Simple past tense is very easy. It is not tried like present tense. Present tense is a little bit difficult because you have to add s and es with it, and some of you still face difficulty in this particular arrangement. So, past tense doesn't consist of any of these kind of rules. It consists of one simple rule, that is to add ed with a regular verb and to change the verb when it is an irregular verb. It describes the action and the activity that had been done in the past, and it was completed and it ended in the past. All right. I played when I was younger. This played thing, there was an action going on, but it was done when he was younger. It means that he was a child. I saw the angle in the marble and carved until I see him free. I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free. This is past tense as well. This action has been done in the past, but over here, instead of see, we have used saw. Second form of verb. In the first example, we have used a regular verb, and in the second example, we have used an irregular verb. Moving ahead, now we have structures. These structures refer to the affirmative, negative, and interrogative form. Affirmative means subject, verb plus object. It means that, for example, if I take the example, the previous one, I played soccer. This is the positive form. Negative form, I did not play soccer. Okay, I did not play soccer. The third one, did I play soccer? So this is the structure of this particular activity. Now, for a better illustration, it is already mentioned over here. If you do not remember the definition, if you do not remember the source, you can always refer to this part, the picture. The pictorial representation is there so that you can get a better idea of the tense, which represents that I played the action has been done in the past and it has been completed. It has been completed in the past as well. The action started in the past and it was completed in the past, and there was no reference to it in the present or in the future tense. All right, so it happened in the past and it got over in the past as well. Now we have past progressive tense. It is also known as past continuous tense. This is the best tense to use for writing or to describing an event, because the writing gets more interesting when you have the progression level in it. Shumaila, the second sentence meant that you were referring to which side second sentence, beta? The pictorial one or the example one? Kindly clarify that so that I can make you understand. Okay, let's move ahead. Progressive tense, also known as continuous tense, is used for ongoing action in the past. Something that happened in the past and it's still going on. Alright? Often it is used to set the scene for another action. For example, I was doing my work while the accident happened. So it is a progression part that from the past it is progressing towards the present. I, for the subject I or a singular subject, you will use the helping verb was. With you or with plural subjects, you will use the helping verb were. Moving ahead, the affirmative form refers to subject, was, and were, verb, second form, ing, and object. This means that if I say I was doing the chores, that is correct. She was doing the chores, that's also correct. We were doing the chores, that is also correct. But did you hear the difference that with I have used was, and with plural subject I have used were. Moving ahead, along with these things, you have to add was and were. The negative form, you have to add not as well. I wasn't, yeah, was not doing the chores. They were, they weren't, or they were not doing the chores. Okay. In the similar fashion, you have were, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि हेल्पिंग वर्ब हमारा पहले आ जाता है. Were they doing the chores, or was I doing the chores? Question mark. Shumaila, it is stated that it is just an imaginative sentence. I saw an angel and then I carved the rock to get it out, to set him free. Angel means farishta if I say it in Urdu. Okay? So it is just a metaphorical representation of things, but eventually what is true and what is not, that can be better told by an Islamic person. Okay? This is just an example. Walaikum assalam binti Abdul Majid. Tareem Fatima. Okay. Moving ahead, I was playing for an hour. I was playing for an hour. With the subject I, you have used the helping verb was. Then next we have I was falling asleep when the phone rang. This is again with the singular. Next we have we were preparing a picnic and then it started to rain. This refers to eventual presentation of the plural subject. Alright, but here in the last sentence you can see we were preparing a picnic and then it started to rain. This means that there was a progression in the previous level and then it came to the present part. It somehow touched the present part. I hope I am clear. Alright, so let us just get through this particular picture so that it's easier for you to understand what is past progressive tense. So we were painting the fence. It is somehow progressing to the other present tense line. We were painting the fence. It is an ongoing action. It is a progressing part. I was talking when he interrupted ongoing activity before another activity. I told you na that sometimes it happens that the continuous tense it starts and it ends towards the present tense where another action is integrated with the first one. Past perfect tense. This is the most beautiful tense, if I say, to write events and to write it in the perfect way, in a more better position. Continuous is also there, but you are continuing the story that this happened and then it is still going on in this format. But past perfect tense refers to the completion of an action, and if you are writing a history part of whatever you want to represent, it means that if you are writing about a historical thing, then past perfect tense is the best thing to refer to. Okay, past perfect tense is used to emphasize that an action was completed before another took place. It means that the actions were already done, dusted. It were already done and dusted. Already completed before another one took place. Now we have the structures. The first structure is the affirmative. So affirmative is basically referred to as the positive one. Okay. Subject, had, verb 3 and object. Verb 3 means, any idea what verb 3 means? क्या मतलब है इस verb 3 का? आपने देखा होगा आज हमने V2 और V3 पे ज्यादा फोकस किया है, तो V3 का क्या मतलब है? V3 का मतलब है द थर्ड फॉर्म ऑफ वर्ब. जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया दैट वी बिगिन and we have three types of verb. The first is present, the second is past or the second form, then we have past participle form, then we have ing form. The first form is used for present tense only, the second form is used for past tense only, and the third form is also used for past and present both. In the past perfect tense or the this past perfect tense, past participle, the third form is used. Okay, for example, I had seen the dress. I had seen the dress. Yes, Sarah, absolutely correct. Third form of verb. Very good. Raima, like do, did, done is the third form. Excellent. Very good. So, if I say over here, instead of putting see or saw, I have used the word seen, which is the third form of the verb. And I have used, with the word seen, I have used a helping verb had. Okay. I had seen the dress. Negative, I had not seen the dress or I hadn't seen the dress. Alright. याद रखिएगा had not एक साथ भी आ सकता है with a apostrophe on the top. Had I seen the dress? So these are the three types of uh, forms of past perfect tense. For now, there is an example on your screens. I had played already. I had seen birth and death, but had thought they were different. I phoned my dad to tell him I had stopped smoking. He called me a quitter. I want to ask you one thing. The first and second one, it is very clear that we have the past tense reflection in the first part of the sentence. I want to ask you that in the third sentence, where is the reflection of past perfect tense? Which statement tells you about the reflection of past perfect tense? Phoned. I had stopped smoking. Shafaq Ahmed, just go through the sentence again. Where do you have your helping verb? Yes, Raima, excellent work. I had stopped smoking. Very good. The second part of the sentence is the part where you have past perfect tense sentence. Shafaq, I phoned my dad is the present past tense only, simple past tense. It's not past perfect. Past perfect always have the word had. It has helping verbs. Alright? Just go through the sentence again. Alright, let's move ahead. Let's give you people a better presentation or a better illustration of this particular tense. Past perfect tense. John had started the music before I arrived. The first part is the completed activity. It has no link with the present tense. Okay. They had considered that option before signing the contract. Then another activity occurred, and this is continued through the present tense and to. It is not touching the future tense, but it is considered to end. Basically, it has two parts. They had considered that option. This is the first part. It means that the action has been done, it has been completed before signing the contract, before initiating the contract, or before accepting the contract. All right. So this action has been done. There was a progression in the action, but the action completed in the past tense. There is no relevance with the present and the future tense. It is already done and dusted in the past tense. No, beta Saira and Shumaila, you have to consider your reconsider your responses. You have to highlight the past perfect tense. Yes, Shumaila, I had stopped. Very good, very nice. Saira and Shumaila, very good. Shavak, you need to reconsider your answer, beta. Moving ahead, now this is the most interesting one. And in the previous class, we also left present perfect progressive tense, which is also known as present perfect continuous tense. We also didn't do that, there was no time left. So today we'll be doing that as well, and this as well. So first we'll continue with the past perfect continuous tense. This tense shows that an ongoing action ended in the past. There was an ongoing action which has ended in the past. Alright. The affirmative part refers to uh, exactly the simplest one. She had been listening to her mother. She hadn't been listening to her mother. Had she been listening to her mother? So here we are to let things complete at a specific time. The action is ongoing, the action is continuous in the past, but eventually it happened and it was done and it was finished in the past as well. It has no relevance with the past. For example, I had been playing since I was 10. It means that the action was being continuous, and at the age of 10 he started playing, and still now maybe he's playing, maybe he has stopped, maybe there was a time duration for which he played. Okay, but the action somehow was completed in the past. Yes, Shafak, very good, very nice. I had been weeding my garden for weeks, but I just surrendered to the weeds in the end. Over here, you are planting things for in the garden, and eventually your things are done and dusted. So this action has been completed. It was continuous in the past, but then eventually it ended so that the other action can take place. The jury had been considering its verdict for several hours when the judge effectively ordered them to find Jones guilty. Over here, it means that the jury was taking a lot of time in consideration of their final decision, and they were not considering the authoritative decision of the judge, and they were not interested in getting Jones guilty. They were discussing things. Okay, they were, before presenting their opinion, a verdict means their opinion about something. Before presenting that opinion, they started talking with as excessive or ample amount of time, which was considered as wrong. Okay, but this action had been done in the past, and this action was completed in the past by them, by the jury and the court judge. For a better understanding, I hope it is visible to you. She had been talking for an hour. There was a time when she was talking and she talked for an hour. This action was already completed in the past, so it has no relevance to the future. Okay, it starts at the end and it ends in the end. I had been walking near the river. This ongoing action was a part of the life, but eventually it ended in the past. Now, for a better illustration, I have said this particular okay, this is kind of a better view of this particular tense. Basically, past tense, it is all comprised of all these things. We have simple past, we have their examples, we have the uses as well. So the first one is simple past tense. I went to work. The Martians landing near the aqueduct. This tense is used to describe a completed activity that started in the past and ended in the past. It started in the past and it ended in the past. The second one is the progressive tense. I was going to work. We were painting the door while a bud stuck the knee. Bud stuck the window. This tense is used to describe an ongoing activity in the past. Often it is used to set the scene for another action. Means the action is being progressed. It is being done in the past and now it is progressing towards the present. Then we have past perfect tense. I had gone to work. Rover had eaten the pie before we got home. This tense is used to emphasize that an action was completed before another took place. In the past progressive yani past continuous में the action started and then it continued to the present. In the past perfect, it started in the past and it ended in the past. It has no relevance in the present. Shamaila, activity sentence means the action that you are doing right now. And another sentence, like in the previous part, we had the activity sentence and it continued towards the present sentence or the other sentence. Okay. So, activity sentence में क्या होता है that the action is being performed and then it is linked to the other sentence. So, that is continuation of the action, which again refers to the past. The activity sentence is there in the past and then it is continued to the other sentence in the present. Okay, the action is continued in the present. Then we had I had been going to work. She had been painting the door before the dog scratched it. This tense is used to show that an ongoing action in the past has ended. Past perfect tense and past tense has a little difference. The past tense shows that there was an action which was completed in the past. And in the past perfect progressive, you have that the action was going on in the past and then it was completed. But both of them has some similarity, and that similarity is that you have to identify that the action has been completed in the past. Past perfect tense and past perfect progressive, it tells you that the action has been completed in the past. Thank you so very much. If you have any queries, you can ask me right now. All right. I hope I am clear. Raima, that is possible that I can give you an Urdu sentence and then you can later on transfer or translate it in English. Very good. Okay, Raima, I'll be giving you some of the sentences in Urdu. You can contact me on WhatsApp and then I'll share you some sentences that from those sentences you can translate it into English, or else I'll share it in the conversation group and you all can take advantage of that because there is I was planning to do the translation part at the end, so you people are familiar with all the tenses and then हम जब end में करेंगे तो वो आसानी होगी. तो डोंट वरी, आई विल प्लान अ ट्रांसलेशन क्लास ताकि आप लोगों को आइडेंटिफाई हो सके कि हम कहाँ से किस तरह से काम करें. ओके, don't worry, I'll do that in the last class in this the end of the tenses part. Okay, now moving ahead, we were left with one present tense. um, as I told you, present tense means something that is being done right now or it is ongoing. We did three types of present tenses: the simple present, present progressive, and the third one was present perfect tense. Now this one thing is left, which is present perfect progressive tense. It refers to a continuous activity that began in the past and continues into the present, or a continuous activity that began in the past but has now finished usually very recently. It means that it is somehow relevant to um the tense that Something started in the past and it is being continued right now over here as well. पास्ट परफेक्ट प्रोग्रेसिव में हमने पढ़ा था कि एक्शन तो कंटिन्यूअस था बट इट एंडेड इन द पास्ट. यहाँ पे over here in present perfect progressive tense, the action started in the past but it continued in the present activity. Okay, in the present time of tense. This tense is mainly used to highlight the time period of the action that is happening. Over here, always remember that the idea of giving the present progressive perfect tense is to tell you about the time of any particular action. For example, I have been doing this job since past a year. It means that the action started a year ago and now I am continuing with the action. शुमाइला, बिल्कुल क्लियर सी चीज़ है. प्रेजेंट टेंस में, प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूअस टेंस में आपका एक्शन पहले स्टार्ट होता है पास्ट में और कंटिन्यू होता रहता है वो प्रेजेंट में. और अगर वो कहीं फिनिश भी हो जाता है तो इट मीन्स कि वो अभी रिसेंटली ही फिनिश हुआ है. ठीक है. पास्ट टेंस जो है उसमें एक्शन शुरू जरूर होता है मगर वो पास्ट में ही खत्म हो जाता है, वो प्रेजेंट तक या फ्यूचर तक नहीं जाता. ओके, आई होप आई एम क्लियर. मूविंग अहेड, द singular structure has have. Okay, the criteria is same as we have done. You watch the previous video for this, that what is the structure of present perfect progressive tense. Okay, you use this part, end part of this video, and you can use the beginning part of the 2 weeks back video, and you can refer to that when do we use has, when do we use have. Okay, then we have subject has or have been, verb ing, object. She has been working on the project since past 5 years. She started the project 5 years ago and now it is already being continued to the present. Okay, Shumaila, we'll discuss this in the class. Okay, very good. In a similar fashion, you have the negative and the affirmative form. The negative form has the word has with not, have with not, and eventually the sentence continues. She hasn't been working in this firm since past 5 years. Has she been working in this firm since past 5 years? Examples are given. I have been playing for a year. It means that the playing action started a year before and it is now being continued. Fiona has not been well for 2 months. Fiona was playing well before 2 months, but now she's not playing well. My grandparents have been living in this house for 50 years. It means that when they were young or they were children, they used to live over there, and now after 50 years they are still living over there, or they have recently expired and the action was discontinued. Mary has been relying on a pay rise to pay her credit card bill. It means Mary has been waiting for an increment from her job so that he can pay her credit card's bill. Joe has been singing for 3 years. The activity started in the past and continues to the present. They have been cleaning all day. The cleaning activity started in the past and has recently finished. Through this, we can identify that when the day is over, the activity has been completed. But we are not sure. We are just assuming that the activity has been recently finished or done. An overview of what we did in the previous class. We did the simple present tense. I go. Okay. I like chocolate. The train arrives at 5 o'clock. A horse walks into a bar, and the okay. A horse walks into a bar, and the barman says, "Why the long face?" This is just a joke. So, we use simple present tense to describe facts and habits. We use it to describe scheduled events in the future, to tell stories, to make your listeners or readers feel more engaged with the story. This is just an overview. You can get the whole sort of review from the previous video. It is already there. Then we have the present progressive tense. I am going. Barney is looking for the latest brochure. These are all in progressive tense. And the progressive tense, I already told you, with the singular subject you have to use is, with I you have to use am, and with plural subject you have to use are. This means that the action that was going on in the past has been progressed to the future and to the present, and it is already being continued in the present. Present perfect tense means that the action began in the past and we are still um, doing it, we are still on it. It is similar to the past perfect progressive tense, present perfect progressive tense, that the action started in the past and it is being continued in the present tense. Moving ahead, then we have the tense that we did recently. Present perfect progressive tense. I have been going. Julie has been relying on a pay rise to pay her student loan. ठीक है, इट इज अ कंटिन्यूअस एक्टिविटी दैट बिगैन इन द पास्ट. वही वाली बात है जो प्रेजेंट कंटिन्यूअस टेंस में थी, कि एक पुरानी एक्टिविटी है जो पुराने टाइम से चलती आ रही है एंड इट इज नाउ प्रोग्रेसिंग टुवर्ड्स द प्रेजेंट. ओके, अभी जो समझाया ये सारा ही वही है. That maybe the activity has been started in the past and it is now being continued over here in the present, और या वो ये recently खत्म हुई है क्योंकि हमारे पास एक डेडलाइन थी. जैसे over there we had they had been cleaning all day. It means when the day will be over, the activity will be over, and that will happen in the recent times. It has just recently happened. Thank you. If you have any queries, you can always ask. All right. Now let's move ahead and we will move towards our Zoom class. So thank you so very much. Allah Hafiz.